My digital story is based off my research paper, which explores what if the world went vegetarian. I chose this topic because not only am I a meat eater, I'm a hunter, and I'm part of the agricultural industry. What people eat and where their food comes from is in the spotlight now more than ever. More people are turning to alternatives such as tofu and veggie burgers, and consumers are happy because there's a lot more options on the market. Celebrities also help endorse a certain lifestyle on consumers so that they can be just like them. In this presentation, I will be asking, what if the whole world went vegetarian? Meat offers consumers a taste that they can't get from any plant, and taking a bite of a big juicy burger is almost irreplaceable. Meat products are high in protein and iron and make up about 20% of edible protein on the market. Meat not only contains a lot of nutrients, but the leftovers create a list of byproducts we use daily, such as makeup, sports equipment, candy, pet food, fertilizer, and art supplies. It is getting increasingly harder to raise and slaughter animals, but it is an essential part of the food system. If we were all vegetarian, emissions in the United States would drop by only 2.6% and globally by 0.36%. People also need to be cautious about if their food is being flown in or trucked in from somewhere else, and if it is the right season for their produce. On the other hand, though, if we didn't have grazing livestock anymore, it would free up a lot of land. If that land was managed properly, we could plant more trees on it to help convert some of the CO2 in the atmosphere. Land used by livestock is about 70% globally. Most of the plants on that land are inedible to humans, and we can't farm on mountainous land. Corn stalks, distiller's grain, and cottonseed are all transformed by these animals into edible protein. If we no longer consumed animals, we would have a system similar to India, where animals are thought of as more of a pasture pet than a valuable part of the food and trade system. The U.S. Meat Export Federation shows rising levels of meat exports worth billions of dollars. If we didn't eat meat, commodities such as nuts, grains, and horticulture would rise, but would it be enough to fill the gap? The media and celebrities are also big influencers of how people are persuaded, good or bad. It can help support the beliefs of the consumers. Another sector for meat consumption is wildlife and hunting. If there is no hunting to eat meat, we can see a big jump in wildlife populations and a new form of competition will arise. A vegetarian that is considering eating meat again shares her thoughts. For her positives in being a vegetarian, she says, meat is damaging to her body. For her personal values, she says it's because of the ethical treatment of the animals and her thoughts on the slaughter process. And also, the water needed to get meat on the table is extensive, and that concerns her as well. For her positives of switching back to eating meat again, she wants to support the small family farms and those farms that treat the animals right. The byproducts and manure from animals also help to fertilize her other food. She also likes that the ranchers are using less antibiotics and growth hormones for their animals as well. Overall, I think having a choice is necessary. By having this choice, you can support both markets and help keep the economy up. Greenhouse gases wouldn't change that drastically, but we would see a big change in the wildlife habitat and competition. In the end, we won't make everyone happy.